Greetings, housemates, and welcome to Valkyria Chronicles. I'm Phwop, and this is a classic and amazing game back from the PlayStation 2, I believe, which I have on Steam from a Sega sale back in the day. It's amazing. There's a remastered version coming out for the newer consoles, and you should play this game. This game is fantastic, genre-bending, and just a great story. If you're a fan of anime, it's very much like that. It's got a taste of, I would say, kind of Full Metal Alchemist meets Fate, maybe? Fate, Stay Night, that kind of thing. Not quite as brutal, but absolutely fantastic. So, there's a lot of cutscenes. Here we go.
The year was 1935 EC. Two powers controlled the continent. In the east, the sun rose over the autocratic East European Imperial Alliance, otherwise known as the Empire. In the west, a network of loosely allied democracies formed the Atlantic Federation. Both powers depended on a precious mineral, ragnite, for their survival. And its growing scarcity led to the inevitable war. Hostilities began in the east when the Empire aggressively crossed their western border. The Atlantic Federation responded, and the Second European War was on.
E-dubs 2.
The Empire, with its vast military superiority, struck hard, gaining ground in early victories and putting the Federation on the defensive. Emboldened by their progress and momentum, the Empire set their sights beyond the borders of the Federation. In neighboring Gallia, a peaceful principality along the sea, they found their next victim. Gallia had long maintained its neutrality in the tensions between the two superpowers. But the rich stores of ragnite under the Gallian soil proved too tempting for the Empire. It amassed troops along the eastern border and invaded with all the force of an avalanche.
So it's kind of like World War II meets the real people from Full Metal Alchemist.
Gallia to arms.
And the poor Swiss. Alright, so this is laid out in a book format, and the way I think I'm going to play through it is this first episode will get a bit of story and a bit of combat and the missions, but in the other ones I may just keep the story separate so you can kind of skip over it if you feel like it, though it is kind of central. We'll see how long they get, as the missions can be quite long.
March 1935. Outside the Gallian border town of Bruhl. Residents are leaving the town before the invasion, headed inland towards the capital.
I absolutely love the art style of this game. So good.
I haven't been down this road in years. It really hasn't changed very much. Whoa. Already? Hey there, guys. You're beautiful. Starting early this year.
I'll note that the dialogue
We're
never
heading
gets
upstream,
much
huh?
better than...
How's the water?
I don't know. Sappy. But, it's still good, guys. It's still good. Trust.
Freeze! Put your hands in the air. Slowly. Haven't seen you around before. What's your name?
My name's Welkin. And you are...
The one with the gun. We're with the Blue Town Watch. I'm Alicia. Alicia Melchiot. So, I'm wondering what you've been writing in that little book you've got there. Imperial spies are in the area.
This book is nothing, really.
Convincing.
I was just sketching the fish and, you know...
Yes. Oh, I know. And you
Sketchy
know there's a
and
war
fishy.
on, don't you? All right then, Mr. Artist. We'll talk about fish sketching down at the station. Take him away.
Take him away. I thought the autocracy was the Empire.
Thanks, fish.
Yeah, fuck you too, Wilkin. Alright, cutscene 1. Time for cutscene 2. Get pumped. No? A little bit?
Flowers, bugs, and fish. You're not bad with a pen, are you? I have to say, they're really very good.
Thank you. So you see, I really was just sketching.
Maybe. Or this could be some kind of secret code. And I intend to take my time finding out for sure.
Morse
Great.
cod. Oh.
Welks, is that you?
Isara! Oh, your timing is perfect.
What have you gotten yourself into now, Welkin? Wait. Don't you live at the old General's house? That's right. I'm General Gunther's daughter, Isara. You do know everyone's supposed to evacuate, right?
Yes, I'm aware of that. My brother's here to help me move to the capital, but that may be difficult. I mean, unless you're willing to let him go, that is.
Huh?
Nobody likes to be wrong, Alicia.
I apologize, but I was just doing my job, you know.
The
I saw you
excuse
with
of
the
every
notebook
tyrant.
and thought you were a spy. Again, I'm really sorry about that.
Or tyrant foot
Thanks.
soldier.
Don't worry about it. I can see how I might have looked a little suspicious.
Welks has a real passion for observing nature. That's why he's studying it at the university, right?
Guilty as charged. I get so into it sometimes I forget where I am or that somebody might be watching me.
Gunfire! Everyone keep your heads down!
Over there!
Come on! Oh. No, innocence down.
Damn it!
Welkin, you can handle a gun, right?
Yeah. I mean, I made it through training anyway.
Because everybody
Well,
gets trained.
They're probably just a small scouting team.
In
We should be able to take them out.
I mean, Gallia.
I'm with you.
Mandatory but beloved military training. Save. Save tutorial. Alright guys, welcome to episode 1. You are rated at the end for how quickly and effectively you succeed.
Here's the plan.
May just be quickly, but I think you might get minus points for losing people. But you get more money for upgrades and stuff as you go. So it really is worth planning out at the beginning of missions, and I'll probably do each mission until I get a super S rank or whatever. Okay, here we are guys. This is in the right, this is the, I don't have a mouse. This is the combat map, that outlined area. It's not as helpful as you might wish because you're trying to make sure you know everything, but it's definitely worth it to pay attention. So we're deploying from the blue flag, and the enemy doesn't have a particular deployment area, but they're basically at the north side of the map, we're at the south side. Here you go. Just cross the bridge and take them down as fast as you can. Our objective here is to eliminate all enemies. Easy enough. Let's take care of them one at a time, nice and easy. All enemies are defeated is our victory condition. We fail if Wilkin or Alicia dies, or it takes 20 turns. You
Let's get
can
started.
wrap
Just
this
stay
up in
calm
one turn,
and get
I
it
believe.
done.
Okay, so I'm sure it'll explain everything.
I see 3 of them.
That's 3 too many. Stay sharp.
Thanks, Alicia.
Listen a second. There's something I should explain.
Oh, yeah. About CP, or command points. When combat starts, you'll see a map of the area and your unit's positions. This is referred to as command mode. Here, you'll select the unit you'd like to move based on their position respective to the enemy, then press A. Doing so uses up one of the command points displayed at the top of the screen. They reflect your ability as a commander, and represent the number of times you can give instructions to your units per each player phase. In this battle, you have 3 CP, so you can issue instructions to your units up to 3 times. Let's try moving a unit now. Alright, so you see we have 3 CP. It is turn 1, and we can take a look at the map here and all the enemy units we know about. So there's an enemy scout with 110 health. Same. Also, Wordsworth Windmill. Note that these squigglies are sandbags that you can take cover behind. You can take cover behind a number of things. These are trees. You see bridge here. And everything else is kind of just markings. Although it does indicate the general direction in which their units want to move. And kind of us too. Okay, so supposedly we can end this in 1 turn, I believe, or 1 set of phases. The trick is going to be how we do it. Okay, Welkin has 250 health, Alicia has 230, and we have a town watchman. And one of the tricks is you can actually activate. Also, if you note the star, the command point next to his portrait, that means that we are getting a bonus command point from this unit. If we were to lose him, and it didn't mean utter failure, then we'd get less CP on our next phase. Same for enemy units. You can hunt down enemy commanders to reduce the number of actions that the enemy side has, which is super beneficial. Okay, so here's how this is going. Scouts are...
Here we go.
Well, I'll explain it. We can see more. About action points. Use CP to select a unit command mode, and you'll be plunged into action mode. Here, you can freely move the unit you selected around the field. As you move around in action mode, the action points, AP gauge, at the bottom of the screen will gradually deplete. This represents that unit's mobility, and once it reaches 0, the unit will be unable to move any further. Keeping an eye on the unit's remaining AP while they're in motion is critical to keeping them safe. For now, use the left stick to move the unit near the sandbags. We could do that. Okay, so we can look around as much as we want. The action isn't quite paused. If there's an enemy that you're within range of and they're facing you, this guy's facing away from us, then they will shoot at you continuously while you're in this mode until you go to firing mode. About attacking. Press the right trigger to enter, or right shoulder to enter target mode. There, the unit will prepare to attack with their currently selected weapon. Use the left stick to move the crosshairs on an enemy, or the bumpers to snap between targets. Enemies will not attack while you are in target mode, so you kind of pause, you definitely pause everything while you aim. So take your time to aim well before pressing A to fire. Your shots will land somewhere within the circles surrounding the crosshair, so it's best to center it on the entire target. Shots to the head or other weak points will result in greater damage. A unit can only attack from target mode up to once per action, so choose wisely before you open fire. Or be wily, it's cool. If the target survives your attack, they may then launch a counterattack. If you're within range and they have a weapon appropriate, they definitely will. A damaged unit may not have the hit points to survive the enemy's counterattack, so be careful when planning your attack. Okay, so you can see we've got some information here. We can see what we know about that unit. It's got 110 health. Up at the top, you can see it takes 28 hits to kill, and we have 5 shots. And you note that this is versus personnel. That's kind of what our weapon does. And if we hover over him, it tells how many shots. And if we point at his head, 7 shots at this distance. It's significantly less the closer you get with these rifles. We're outside the standard range. If I press X, I would switch weapons, but he apparently doesn't have another weapon at this point. Okay, so we don't have to fire. What we're going to do is get awfully close to him because we just want to rush these guys. We're way better, and we want to shoot him in the head because At close range, scouts are pretty accurate, and with headshots they can definitely take out other scouts at least. There are much tougher units. Alright, note that he started to turn and he started to shoot us, like I said. Also, you can use the D-pad for more precise aiming. Note that it only takes 2 hits to kill at this range to his head, or 7 to the body. If you aim with his head at the top of the circle or so, then you're likely to get 1 headshot and a bunch of body shots, or you can aim directly for the head. Either will do at this range with that number of hits to kill, but you can get unlucky. I suggest a little low, but with ample room to get headshots. And note that that movement of his does count, and it's pretty precise. So let's go for it. Remember, it's A to fire. Now. Easy peasy. About ending actions. A unit with 0 remaining AP that has already performed an attack in target mode is unable to act further. Press B to end their current action. This will return you to command mode, where you'll be able to select the next unit you wish to direct. You can press B and end a unit's action even if they have not attacked and still have AP. So you can end their turn whenever you feel like it. We can still move, but we can no longer attack or pause the game. Also, we've taken 5 damage. Note that our rifle is X'd out. So we're going to rush up and get to those sandbags. About using cover. When standing near sandbags, the command crouch will appear. Press A to take cover behind them. While hiding behind cover, units are harder to target, take less damage, and are immune to headshots and critical damage. Meanwhile, units caught out in the open by enemy attacks will be easier to hit and could take significantly more damage. Crits are brutal, as you've just seen. Advance carefully, moving from cover to cover, and always try to end your actions safely hidden from harm. Doing so should keep your troops alive long enough to secure victory for Gallia. Alright, so we want to get the sandbag. When we get close to the sandbag, we will start getting shot at by this guy, but it'll also give us some prompt to, like, A is crouch. And then we want to end our turn before he can keep shooting. Note that he had to stop and reload, right? He had to obey his instincts. Okay, so we have 3 actions left, and we can actually activate Welkin again, and he can attack again. He can do everything he could do the first time, except he's taken 9 damage already. And you'll note that below the green health bar in the bottom left, bottom right, that's his AP gauge, his movement bar, and that it's only at 75% now. As you activate the same unit over and over, they can move shorter and shorter distances. So our other characters, like Alicia, can actually move the whole distance. And really, what we can do, Welkin could just rush both of these guys, I think. It's not terribly strategical, but I think it has the highest likelihood of actually succeeding.
Here we go.
So here we go. He is going to be under constant fire. We're just going to stay here. We're taking very reduced damage. We're going to wait for him to reload. We're going for the headshots. Uh-oh. Here's that counterattack they were talking about. Okay, we'll end his turn up near the other guy. Alright, so note that both scouts are now facing us so that they can attack us. Bumper trigger? No. But
My turn, okay?
Alicia can now move up. And until he turns to face us, he cannot shoot us. Okay, this guy only takes 2 shots to kill to the body. So we're pretty safe here. Now she's out of movement. We're out of action points. I mean, command points. So when your CP reaches 0, the player phase ends and the enemy one begins. 1 pair of phases is a whole turn, and the faster you finish, the more cash and experience you'll receive at the end, but being too hasty can lead to unnecessary risks. The key is to find a challenging balance. And as long as you're crouched, you are behind cover. Of course, they can flank that cover and then it doesn't count, but... Alright, so let's end the phase and see if this guy survives. Hopefully, he doesn't. So he's got 3 actions, but the AI is very careful to stop. Note that even though we got hit in the head...
Take this!
Oh, we didn't quite finish him off. Sadly, it's going to take like 2 turns. When used well, even a limited pool of CP can take out a significant number of foes. If we just gotten 1 headshot against that first guy, we would have finished this off. That said, people get tired. They'll start each consecutive action with fewer AP than last, so keep it in mind. If you use the cancel button to end your phase with command points still remaining, those command points will be carried over to the next turn. Command points are a precious resource. How you choose to manage them will decide your fate. This is very true. And we'll just take Welkin here. We'll mash on that right trigger button, and they'll only get a couple shots off before we finish this guy and the mission. Yeah, some maps you want to start off a little light and let the enemy come to you, but often there are traps and hidden enemies and all sorts of stuff.
I don't see any more of them.
Alright, we got a B rank because we didn't quite finish him off. It's a little bit of happy luck, but mostly planning and knowing what's going on that gets you the A rank. I would say it's very hard to get A ranks on every mission, no matter how strategically minded you are. Alright guys, so that was it for this first video in my Let's Play Valkyria Chronicles series. I hope you enjoyed it. You got to see some of the cutscenes, some of the action. I may have to break the 2 apart because they're both pretty long-winded, if you know what I mean. And they each deserve the appropriate amount of time to enjoy because together they make for an utterly fantastic story and a great game. So, if you enjoyed this video, then please give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this and continue watching the series, then please subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, my friends, that until next time, it's all downhill from here.